Alright, so this is my new Ryan Miller jersey. Buffalo, it's white. I didn't do an unboxing because A, it didn't come in a box, it came in a poly mailer, and B, it was the only one I got. So that's the end of my jerseys in terms of collecting at this stage. Why am I wearing Montreal for a hat? Because I got a bunch in this style. I love this style. It's fantastic. Because with the black and the logo, it'll match almost any jersey for any team. So it works. So, some news and notes from today, I guess. St. Louis Blues have re-signed Magnus Paajarvi in a one-year deal, $800,000. That's worthwhile. Paajarvi's been a good utility forward for the Blues. He's never lived up to his draft status, but who has these days? The Devils re-signed Keith Kincaid to a 2-year deal. Kincaid is well worth $1.25 million in cap hit. Very solid backup goaltender. So I'm happy to see the Devils re-sign him. Versteeg, 1 year, $1.75 million. So he comes off the whole free agent list, and I don't blame him or the team. It's a good marriage between the Flames and Chris Versteeg. The interesting thing, Jagr says no teams have contacted him. See, and this goes back to my previous video. Jaromir Jagr is one of the greatest of all time. Absolutely, no doubt, sure. If he hadn't gone to the KHL, he'd be well over 2,000 points in his career. He is one of the best. Here's the thing with Jagr. If you're looking at Jagr, and apparently Dale Talon has moved off of Jagr, not interested in bringing him back. If he goes back to Florida, it'll be at a severe pay cut. That's the rumor, that Talon offered him a lot less money, and Jagr's like, I'll see how the market is. Apparently, there's not much market because nobody's contacted him. So, and again, I'm going to try to be as careful with this as possible because there's some people who get really offended if I say anything about Jagr or whatever. And it's not to talk bad about somebody. It'd be sort of like if Guy Lafleur came out tomorrow and said, I want to play hockey again. Be a lot of people going, good for you, Guy. But at your age, you probably shouldn't consider coming back. Jagr's at that age. And while it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, every legend goes through it. That point where they realize they're no longer a legend. Gretzky made that decision a little bit earlier than I think some others have and some others would have in his position. He went out while he was still a relatively effective top 6 forward. So in order for Jagr to sign with a team, it has to be a team that has an opening at top 6. Because Jagr, and I watched him in Boston, and he's a big guy, but he doesn't really use his size as much as he could. His age may have something to do with that. He needs to be in a role where he can be top 6. He's still got the ability to pass and shoot. His foot speed is noticeably slower, and as the season progresses, it becomes more of an issue. That's part of the reason why in playoffs, he hasn't scored a goal in the playoffs in a long time. So there's going to be limited interest in Jagr on the free agent market. It has nothing to do with whether or not he's one of the best of all time. Absolutely not. It just has to do with a combination of age and foot speed. There's not going to be a big market for him. There just isn't. Also announced today, buyouts. So Pouliot bought out by the Oilers. The only question I have with this is, why didn't they buy him out a year ago? I'm kind of confused on this one because Pouliot's not been great for the Oilers for a while. Pouliot will find another job in the NHL. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston takes him back. I wouldn't be surprised to see him back in Boston for $850,000. Boston needs bottom 6 forwards, and Pouliot had a relatively good run there. It was a short run. I was kind of surprised they let him go when they did, but he was effective for the Bruins. And then the other buyout is Scott Hartnell. I like Hartnell. I've always kind of liked Hartnell. I think what got me with Hartnell was when he was in the All-Star game, could be 4 or 5 years ago now. They had him on the line with the Sedins, and he scored goals. He really played well. And they asked him about it, and he's like, nothing to do with me. It has to do with the Sedins. I did nothing out there. I just stand in front of the net, they gave me the puck, and I score. And then, famously, he went around Dion Phaneuf And after scoring a goal, as he skates by Phaneuf with a microphone on him, he says, "Suck it, Phaneuf." And from then until now, anytime I've seen a guy breeze by Phaneuf and score, I've said, "Suck it, Phaneuf." And it's not that I think Phaneuf is a bad player. It's just it is a fantastic quote in an era of hockey where everybody's politically correct and everybody loves everybody and every player thinks everybody else is fantastic. And Hartnell's just been more out there. And of course, the other thing with Hartnell is Hartnell down, which was the thing that they had in Philly. I don't know that it carried over to Columbus, but I know there was a fan counting the amount of times that Scott Hartnell fell down in a season, and it was a large number. And it was awesome. And so to this day, you know, I went to 2 Canucks games. Anytime somebody fell down, I said Hartnell down. When my stepkids were playing hockey in Chilliwack, somebody goes down, I'm like, a lot of Hartnell down going on around here. There's another Hartnell down. It sticks with me. So there's a lot of things with Scott Hartnell I like. So the answer is yes. If Scott Hartnell signed a sweetheart deal to come and play for Vancouver for a year, I would be very happy. Just throw him on the ice with the Sedins. If nothing happens, nothing happens. But, you know, just for fun. That's basically what they did for 6 years for $6 million a year for Louis Eriksson. Why not throw another $850,000 at Hartnell? Throw in some bonuses, and you never know. Maybe he has some kind of chemistry with the Sedins. Worth a look. But yeah, so that's in terms of re-signings and everything else. And Cheveldayoff talking about the Jets' free agency plans. Apparently, they're closest on Steve Mason. You know, I was going to do this whole board thing tomorrow, and where are they going to go? And big tension about who's going to get who. The problem is, with this pre-negotiation period that they've put in, which they didn't have years back, words leaking out on who's going to be signed by who. Interestingly enough, the front runner for Shattenkirk now is supposedly the Devils. Apparently, with the Rangers re-signing Brendan Smith, they may be backing off from Shattenkirk because of their own issues with cap. So now New Jersey apparently is the front runner to land Shattenkirk. Shattenkirk absolutely is a perfect fit for the New Jersey Devils. Their problem last year was their defense, and this would be a huge step towards fixing that. So you had Hischier down the middle, you had Shattenkirk on the point. The Devils immediately are better, and then it's a matter of what else they add. Because the Devils haven't had superstars really since Eliash was in his prime, and since Kovalchuk bolted for the KHL, there's a lot of cap space here. And the Devils are definitely in a position to get a lot better quickly. Their net's taken care of. They've got some good young forwards. They've got some good prospects on the blue line. I like Santini. I've been a Severson fan for the last year. So there's a lot to like with New Jersey right now. And if they make the right move starting on the 1st, and if Shattenkirk's the start of it, if they make the right move starting on the 1st, the Devils could be one of those teams that goes from bottom feeder to playoffs next year. It's going to be really, really hard because that's the Metro Division. But I do think a couple teams in the Metro could fall back. Again, it all depends on free agency. We'll see what happens there. After free agency's all been said and done, we can then go into season previews and team looks and who's going to be where. That'll be fun. So yeah. The only other thing that I wanted to touch on, I've been somewhat amused lately at that I block certain trolls and they create new accounts and come in and talk again. I would like to thank them for subscribing again. That's important, and just the stick-to-itiveness that for me, and I'm just a hockey fan the same as anybody else, for me to have that dramatic an influence that somebody would create a new account and come in to troll me again, that's kind of flattering and bewildering at the same time. So yeah, and I grabbed my hockey stick today, found a hockey ball, and I plan to go out and get some road hockey going on. The kids are going to be gone starting on the 1st, so you know I've got another week off, and I'm going to want to kill some time, and I want to get some exercise in. So I'm going to do some jogs, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of road hockey. And I've had an idea. I wanted to share this with you guys on this video. I've had an idea of putting together a street hockey just a little game kind of thing for subscribers to the channel who want to come out and play. Just a little friendly, you know, 5-on-5, 4-on-4. If you're a goalie, bring your own equipment, that kind of stuff. And just for something fun to do. But again, I haven't really looked into that yet. So comment in the section below if you live in the lower mainland Fraser Valley area and you'd be interested in that. So I want to gauge interest before I set something like that up. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And I'm really excited about free agency only because it starts to show us where teams are headed going into next season. And remember, when free agency is slim pickings, it means that teams are going to have to make hockey trades in order to fill holes in their lineup. And that's fun too. So thank you very much for watching. I'll be talking to you guys again soon. I absolutely love my Buffalo threads. I have got to say, the white version of this jersey I think is really beautiful, and there's absolutely nothing that would need to be done with this other than get the numbers off the front. That's the only complaint I have with Buffalo's jersey. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm glad I ordered it. And it's Ryan Miller. Even if he goes to Anaheim, I'm okay with that. Miller's been a beast for Vancouver during 3 lean years, and he was a beast for the Sabres. And then in between, there was unrealistic expectations on him in St. Louis. So I'm okay with that too. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.